Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest on the live radar, run through the UKV, have a look at the precipitation and the temperature over the next 5 days. So you are going to see lots of heavy rain through the weekend, both in the way of persistent rain and heavy thundery showers. This is likely to continue into next week, where we will still see quite a bit of rain. Could see some drier days here or there, and the upper air temperatures will be increasing, so it could turn warmer at times. So maybe tentative signs of a little bit of improvement, but really it's looking pretty unsettled as we head into the next full week. Now, unfortunately, that looks like it's going to continue into the middle of the month. Perhaps, again, tentative signs of some higher pressure, something drier and warmer building in, but for the moment, it looks likely to remain unsettled at least for the next 5 to 7 days. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure you like and subscribe. And remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. Now I record this quite late, around midnight through Friday night, and you can see at the moment we've got lots of heavy rain developing, pushing eastwards across much of eastern England, and then some more heavy thundery showers packing in for Wales and southwest England. You can see some quite bright colours here, some oranges, some yellows and reds, indicating pretty torrential rain, and that is just giving some really quite horrible conditions overnight through into Saturday morning. A lot of these heavy showers are going to persist into Saturday. We will lose the persistent rain, but we will continue to see these very heavy, bulky showers pushing in from the west. Now the temperatures will be taking a hit as well with this. You can see it is pretty cool out there. You can see it is a cold front sweeping through. You can see the south and the east of this rain that is now pushing through. It is slightly warmer. To the north, it is cooler. Again, cold front bringing chilly air for the time of year, but really nothing too remarkable. The weekend, we are likely to be in the high teens, which really is not great. And we'll have a look at those temperatures now. But if we do start first on the precipitation charts, you can see as we head into Saturday, lots of that persistent rain does clear, and then we just see lots of heavy thundery showers spiraling around through much of the day. And it could be pretty horrible indeed with these showers pushing through. Now it could brighten up and dry up through Saturday evening, but still a few showers in places. As we head into Sunday, more hefty showers pushing in from the west, pretty horrible in places. And then as we head into Monday, more persistent rain arrives, mostly through the afternoon into the evening, but again, we're likely to persist as we head into Tuesday with more heavy thundery rain pushing up from the south for many. And the same could be said into Wednesday, but that rain just continues to spiral around. And this is because this is an example of a cut-off low, where the low pressure system develops to our south, cut off from the main jet stream flow, and that means that it tries to move north and eastwards but moves very slowly and get trapped. And that's why the weather front initially moves in on Wednesday but never fully clears and just spirals, sinks southwards once again into Wednesday, and all due to the fact that the low hardly moves as we head into the middle of the week. Now the thing is, because the cut-off flow is coming from the south, it is likely to bring in some slightly warmer air. The upper air temperatures here go above average, so actually when we see something drier, it won't be too bad for the temperatures, but it's unlikely we'll see anything too persistently dry with a lot of rain around. Now into Saturday, as I said, the temperatures are not looking great. Low teens, mid-teens, maybe high teens at best, all dependent on the cloud and shower amounts. As we head into Sunday, similar conditions, maybe more widely high teens, but still relatively cool for the time of year. And as I said, pretty poor indeed. As we head into Monday, again, similar conditions, low teens, mid-teens in the south, maybe a 20 degrees further northwards of that milder air pushing in. But again, it's fairly isolated, and the same can be said for Tuesday, but more widely towards that 20 to 23 degree range, as we do have a bit more sunshine and less persistent rain. And the same for Wednesday. Temperatures not quite as widely high, but similar, where those top temperatures across central England, where we do have more showers instead of persistent rain. Now, if we do have a look at the medium to longer range now on the latest GFS, and see low pressure pushing in at the moment, and that is why it is so unsettled. As we head through towards the middle of next week, we see that cut-off low developing to our south. There's not particularly high detail here on this chart as we are zoomed out looking at the North Atlantic, but that system is quite localised, so it could move around quite quickly. As we head into the end of next week, we do see some high pressure building for a time. Still could be some low pressure to our south and our east, but eventually into the longer range, we see high pressure start to dominate and it turning slowly warmer and drier. Now that does look good, but it's all day 10 to day 15, so not a lot of support for it, unfortunately. As I said, we'll have to wait and see, but for the time being, looking pretty unsettled and pretty cool. Now, if you look at the GM, just to compare out towards day 10, again, we've got low pressure pushing in at the moment. We do start to see that cutter low develop early next week, and then eventually we do start to see high pressure tentatively build in for day 10, but not really having any dominance like the GFS showed. More low pressure coming in off the North Atlantic, unfortunately. So again, remaining fairly unsettled and not looking remarkably warm as of day 10. Now finally, if we compare to the ECMWF, again, low pressure coming in from the North Atlantic at the moment. That cutoff low develops into next week, and then we do start to see some higher pressure trying to nudge in, but again, more low pressure systems developing to our south, keeping it reasonably unsettled. So again, not looking good if we're looking for something drier or warmer. Now, if we finally finish on the ensembles, you can see this well reflected on the GFS. Here, lots of heavy rain with lots of precipitation spikes and upper temperatures below average for the next couple of days before they go above average into early next week. Positive signs, though, from around the 15th of July, which is the day 10 beyond, of a high pressure build. This actually does build my confidence a little bit more because it's the ensemble, so it's a wide range of possibilities, and the majority of them are turning us drier. But we have to caveat that with it is at day 10, which means it can change very, very quickly. If it was day 5, day 7, I'd have some very high confidence. I might be starting to rave about it. But being day 10, that is still a period of high variability. So yeah, we could see some big changes. But that is appearing today. So again, maybe some tentative positive signs. If we look at the used 2 meter temperatures, you can see it is rising into the longer term, into the mid-20s perhaps, with that higher pressure. But again, could all change if we see low pressure or cooler air masses replace it. And if we do finish by looking at the latest ECMWF, it is broadly very similar. Lots of high precipitation now, below average for the next few days, above average into next week. Longer range, yes, around average, really quite a few ensembles either side, but coming out around average. And precipitation does drop a little bit. But if I'm being completely honest, it isn't zero, and it's a lot higher than the GFS. So maybe ECMWF not quite as bullish with that with that high pressure build. We'll have to wait and see exactly how it does play out, but for the time being, it looks like it's going to remain incredibly unsettled. Lots of heavy, thundery showers around, and yeah, just plenty of horrible conditions, unfortunately, really poor for the time of year. But it's tentative signs for the middle of the month beyond of something a bit warmer and drier. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you again for another video soon.